Hello students, as we started our third lesson of 10th standard and we completed 4 parts of this lesson, 4 videos. In those videos we have seen physiography of India and Brazil, then we started drainage system of Brazil and from that drainage system of Brazil we completed Amazon basin, Paraguay Paraná system, Sao Francisco. Then next one is coastal rivers of Brazil. Coastal rivers of Brazil that we are going to see. Before seeing this video, should have to keep textbook in front of you. See on page number 20, coastal rivers explanation has given. Brazil has a number of short coastal rivers and the coastal area being densely populated, these rivers attain significance. So because of this coastal area, that area is densely populated because all the availability of water and other sources are there for human beings to use. So, river Paranaíba and river Itapecuru flowing northwards meet the North Atlantic Oceans. See these two names. River Paranaíba and river Itapecuru flowing northwards meet the North Atlantic coast. And the rivers that enter South Atlantic coast collect their headwaters. Headwaters means source, resource along the escarpments. Along the escarpments, as we have seen escarpments. From these escarpments, these rivers collect their headwaters. Headwaters means Ugamsthan, source of water. So river Piraguaco enters the Atlantic Ocean near Salvador town. So observe all these rivers in the map, in Google map also, and study that. Then we will see drainage system of India. Drainage system of India. Drainage system of India. So in this drainage system of India, we are going to see Himalayan drainage, then peninsular rivers, then rivers meeting the Bay of Bengal. All this information we will see. Drainage of India. Rivers in India are largely classified according to their source region into Himalayan and peninsular rivers. So peninsular rivers, south side, Himalayan side, north side of India. Himalayan drainage system, how it is? Note down in your notebook all the points, all the names. Most of the major rivers in the Himalayas originate from various glaciers. Most of the Himalayan rivers are originates from glaciers. Himalayan glaciers. Glaciers, as you know that about glaciers. Himparvat. Himparvat means glaciers. All the mountains, ice, snow. In summers when glaciers melt, the discharge of water increase in summer. So when summer season is there, the discharge of water increases because of melting of these glaciers. They flood during monsoon too. So they are perennial rivers. They are perennial rivers. The drainage covers two major river systems such as Sindhu river system and Ganga river system. So in Himalayan drainage system, these two rivers are important. They are Sindhu river system and Ganga river system. So Sindhu and its tributaries. Sindhu and its tributaries. Note down the tributaries of Sindhu river. It will ask again for fill in the blanks, answer in one sentence. They are Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi and Satluj. Tributaries of Sindhu river system. Note down Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi and Satluj. Drain the western Himalayas. Drain the western Himalayas. That is, they flow through the state of Jammu and Kashmir, and they flow almost parallel to each other. Flow almost parallel to each other. Parallel means samantara. Okay, you will see that here. These rivers, see, flow through Jammu and Kashmir. Chenab, Ravi, Satluj and Jhelum. These rivers, see, these four rivers are parallel to each other. Okay, and these are the tributaries of Sindhu river system. These four rivers, this side. Observe your map. Okay, parallel to each other, just parallel. They are parallel to each other. These are the parallel lines, and they are going parallel to each other. So they flow almost parallel to each other. A major tributary of Sindhu is the Satluj. Originates near Mansarovar. So Satluj river originates near Mansarovar. Note down this. Originates near Mansarovar. Note down this point. Very important according to your examination. And flows westward. And flows this west side. Flows westward. Punjab plains have formed from the depositional work of these rivers and its tributaries. So all these tributaries, all these rivers of Sindhu river system, they form Punjab plain. They creates Punjab plains because of the depositional work of these four rivers or these four sub-rivers of Sindhu river system. Then Sindhu flows through Pakistan and then meets the Arabian Sea. So it meets Arabian Sea. So note down all these points. The river Ganga originates from the Gangotri glacier. Ganga river originates from Gangotri glacier. Note down this. Note down. Fill in the blank, answer in one sentence. And crosses the Himalayas to become an east flowing river. This side. From Himalayas towards east side. Ganga river system flowing toward east side. And crosses the Himalayas to become an east flowing river. Many tributaries of the Ganga also flow in a similar manner. So these tributaries are Yamuna, originating of Yamunotri. Yamuna river is originating at Yamunotri, is a major tributary of Ganga river. Yamunotri is a major tributary of Ganga river. Then another major tributary of the Ganga flows through the northern part of the greater Himalayas, crosses the Himalayas to enter India. When it flows through the Himalayas, it is called Tsangpo. So other tributary of Ganga river is Tsangpo. When it crosses the Himalayas, it is called Bihar, and its eastward flow thereafter is called as Brahmaputra. When it enters in India, so that river is called Brahmaputra. It is also a major river of India along with Ganga river. From time to time, Ganga meets its tributaries. Hence its discharge increases along with all these tributaries which connects Ganga river. Then again Brahmaputra river meeting other tributaries also, and it increases its flow in cubic meter, as we saw that cubic meter. This we saw that n3/s, that is cubic meter. That discharge increases towards that Bay of Bengal. Here, this Brahmaputra river and Ganga river. Here, it creates delta Sundarban, as we saw that. So Ganga receives Brahmaputra at its tributaries in its lower reaches in Bangladesh. It is going towards Bangladesh. The huge volume of water and huge deposition has led to the formation of a large delta, as we discussed that. And besides these Himalayan rivers, Ganga receives a number of tributaries from peninsula, like which tributaries are there? They are Chambal. Other tributaries, note down: Chambal, Kane, Betava, Shaw, and Damodar, etc. are the tributaries of Ganga river system, and all these tributaries along with Ganga river and Brahmaputra river. So all these rivers are meeting to Bay of Bengal, and Brahmaputra and Ganga river forms a large delta in the world, largest delta in the world, that is called Sundarban. We saw that. Next one is peninsular rivers. Peninsular rivers. Note down all these names. The peninsular river system can further be divided into east flowing, meeting the Bay of Bengal, and west flowing, meeting the Arabian Sea. These rivers are meeting Arabian Sea also in west side, and Bay of Bengal also in east side. The Western Ghats form a major water divide in the peninsula. The Western Ghats form a major water divide in the peninsula, and the peninsular rivers, being rain-fed rivers, seldom face the problem of floods, and they are seasonal in nature. So all these Western Ghats rivers always being rain-fed rivers and seldom face the problem of floods. See here, this is Western Ghat, form peninsula. Eastern Ghat, Krishna river is there flowing towards Western Ghat, and other rivers in Eastern Ghat. So all these divides these Western Ghat and Eastern Ghat. See next, the west flowing rivers occupying the area between the Western Ghats and the Arabian coastline are short in length but swift. All these rivers are short in length but they are very swift. Speed is there, force is there because of that shortness. Flow is very swift. In those rivers. So this condition of short and swift river system exists in the states of Kerala. So all these rivers are very swift and length is also very short, and these river system exist in the states of Kerala. So Kerala, Karnataka, Maharashtra and southern Gujarat also. All these 4 states having these rivers. So, do you know the coastal rivers in Kerala have long extending backwaters near their mouths. So, these water bodies are locally known as kayaks. So, all these rivers having backwaters towards their mouths, and all these rivers are called kayaks. Further northwards, one comes across the river system flowing into the Gulf of Khambat. These river systems are Tapi, Narmada, Mahi and Sabarmati. So that Tapi river is flowing in our Maharashtra also. From Jalgaon, Khandesh, Bhusawal, from that area, North Maharashtra area, it is flowing. Narmada river also, then Mahi river and Sabarmati river. So all these river system flowing to the Gulf of Khambat. Note down this point, Gulf of Khambat, toward northward, further northwards they came across. So Tapi and Narmada flow slowly through rift valleys. Tapi and Narmada just flowing through rift valley. We have seen rift valley of Narmada river also. Mahi river flows from northeast to southwest direction. Northeast to southwest direction, Mahi river. Then another noteworthy river forming the catchment of Arabian Sea in river Luni. It originates along the western slopes of Aravalli range and flow in somewhat northwest to southeast direction and flows into Gulf of Kutch. So towards western Ghat, towards northern Ghat, all these rivers are subdivided. These names you should have to note down properly and observe the map on the net or observe our textbook map also. Rivers meeting the Bay of Bengal. Rivers meeting the Bay of Bengal. That is the last drainage system of India. Most of the area of the peninsula is drained by the rivers flowing towards the Bay of Bengal. The important river system of this group are, note down, the important river system of this group are Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri. Rivers meeting the Bay of Bengal are Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri. Note down. Mahanadi basin occupies the northeastern part of the peninsula. Northeastern part of peninsula. Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri originates in the eastern slopes of the western Ghats. So all these rivers, Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri originates in the eastern slopes of the western Ghat. From here all these rivers are originating. From eastern slope of western Ghat. Western Ghat, Sahyadri Ghats, they are originating. Godavari, Krishna, these two rivers are the major rivers of Maharashtra. And river Godavari is the second largest river system of India. Note down. River Godavari is the largest, second largest river system of India in terms of the catchment area. Catchment area. Then to the south of Godavari is located the basin of river Krishna, its major tributaries are Bhima and Tungabhadra. So all these rivers are also flowing through Maharashtra. But the catchment area of Godavari river is too large, along with other rivers also. So river Kaveri basin flows through the states of Karnataka. Note down this again. River Kaveri basin flows through the states of Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. Kaveri river flowing through states of Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. So all these 4 points you should have to differentiate, divide them for your notes. So it is a river that has been harnessed for irrigation since a long time. So river Kaveri is just useful for purpose of irrigation, for agriculture. So all these are the river systems of India, drainage system of India, which are very important. So read the textbook thoroughly, properly. Note down all these points, all these names, river names, mountain names, plains, highlands, escarpments. So all these names you should have to read properly. So this is the end of our third lesson. Hope you understood this video properly. Should have to differentiate your notes, differentiate hard words, just find out the meanings, observe the map in the textbook also and on the internet also properly, and learn all these names, both maps, Brazil map and India map. You should have to learn that. You should have to learn that properly and solve exercise questions. Solve exercise question, all these questions properly. This is the homework for you. Solve this. Learn. So this is the end of our third lesson. We will see fourth lesson in next video. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.